Welcome to this special parent edition of the Social Distancing Office Announcements for Lewistown Junior High School for Monday, May 18th, 2020. In keeping with our theme this week, let me grab my blue and gold sunglasses. While other schools in the district might be slowing things down a bit right now, the high school and junior high are just now hitting their stride these last couple of weeks of school. There are a few things that are a bit different from our earlier weeks of distance learning, and I want to make sure you're aware of what to expect. I also want you to know we are asking your junior high student to keep looking for and watching our LJHS social distancing announcements from the office throughout this whole time. We're also asking them to continue to check their library and advisory classrooms for the rest of the school year. We will have all kinds of information coming out these couple of weeks that applies to how we finish the school year. For example, Mrs. Birdwell is looking for talent for our virtual talent show, and we will have information about academic awards and the 2019-2020 junior high school slideshow. Any updates for student checkout will also be coming out in their advisory classroom. As most of you know by now, letters were sent home with all of our year-end information included. The intent of this video is to cover much of that information, but also to talk about the enclosed student progress reports that indicated if your child should still be working on their schoolwork these past 2 weeks. We highlighted grades by course, so it's easy to understand what could and should be worked on. We also enclosed current course schedule requests for each student as of last Friday. In part, we wanted to remind you that the registration links are still open for 7th graders going into 8th. I'll also mention that 8th graders going into 9th grade should already be done. So if not done, please make sure you check with Mrs. Majerus. Also look at that copy. Address the highlighted sections. Remind your student to include both semester course requests when requesting a class, as almost all of our courses last all year long. In reality, most of what needs to be done is pretty straightforward. Students should have watched the video from Mrs. Majerus, which can be found in their English teacher's Google Classroom. Plus, both you and your child can use the Infinite Campus portal on either a phone or your computer to make elective selections. In addition to following all of her directions, please have them include 2 extra alternate classes, as it's almost a guarantee students will have a request or 2 that we can't get kids in. If you also have a child that will be coming to the junior high next year from the 6th grade, like next year's 8th graders, expect some information soon on how to do those course requests. A video will be coming out to help with the whole registration process. And as a bonus, we will also be sharing a special virtual video tour of the junior high for all new students. In terms of the year-end details for this spring, here are some tidbits that apply to the junior high right now. Students with A or B classes on progress reports did not need to engage in schoolwork during the last 2 weeks of school unless they want to. Teachers are now more available to help students that need extra support to finish the school year, or for students needing to complete assigned work. Students and parents can contact teachers to request help for their schoolwork anytime if they need it. But if it makes sense, that help could be at the school. Just request an appointment from your teacher. Approved in-person appointments will be scheduled only from 8:30 to 3 to allow for sanitizing our building. During these times, anyone coming into the school will be required to maintain physical distancing at all times. Everyone will also be required to wash their hands every 2 hours once they're in the building. All entry to the building will be through the front doors, and anyone entering the building will have to have their temperatures taken as they enter. They are also asked to wash their hands at that time. Everyone in the building during the last 2 weeks is encouraged to wear face masks. In addition, please remember the Lewistown schools are closed on Friday, May 22nd and Monday, May 25th for Memorial Day. The last formal day of school is Friday, May 29th. As far as extra guidance for coming into the school these last 2 weeks, let us know what you might need in regard to transportation. The buses can run in-town routes from school to school and could do multiple trips throughout the day if needed. They may also pick up any students out of town as much as possible if needed as well. Students at school during the lunch hour may be provided a meal, but should request it by 9:30 on the day they need one by calling Mrs. Peterson here at the junior high, 535-5419. Again, remember, students with teacher-approved appointments will only be in the building for a couple hour blocks at a time, will be escorted to and from their teacher-scheduled appointments, will maintain physical distancing at all times, will be required to wash hands once they're in the building, and will only use the restrooms on the main floor. In terms of returning of school items, students returning library books, textbooks, Chromebooks, and homework, as well as picking up personal items, will have that occur at the junior high during the last week of school. 8th grade students that no longer need their course or their school materials will drop off books and other course materials on Tuesday, May 26th, during those 8:30 to 3 p.m. open building times. 7th grade students that no longer need their school materials will drop those off on Wednesday, May 27th from 8:30 to 3 o'clock during our regular open times. Parents may also, in addition, schedule appointments for student return of textbooks and Chromebooks if those two dates don't work for you. However, both textbooks and Chromebooks being returned will have the condition verified by staff at the time of return. And just a warning, to verify the condition of the Chromebooks, each student will be required to log into the Chromebook at the front door and attend a Google Meet video. If need be, repair and replacement fees will be determined at that time. For example, broken screens cost about $50, missing power cords, $30. And then in addition to all of that, all personal items coming from lockers or teachers will be handed back to students during those scheduled material drop-off times as students check out. If available, yearbooks paid for will be handed to students during this time. As you can see, social distancing theme of the week is blue and gold. Each day of school, these last 2 weeks are blue and gold days. And we always like to wear our school colors proudly. Tip of the day, course registration. 7th graders going to become 8th graders. Your course registration is going on right now. Watch that video of Mrs. Majerus's. Contact her if you have questions. 8th graders going into high school, as I said before, your course request should already be done. LJHS birthdays. Sorry, we don't have any birthdays today, but we got lots coming up this week. Social distancing joke of the day. Why do golfers wear 2 pairs of pants while they golf? In case they get a hole in one. As always, have a great week. Stay safe and be well. Feel free to contact the school with any questions you might have. Thank you.